Hi Stampin' Friends, this is Melissa the Stamp Doc. Today I'm going to share with you the Memories in Bloom Scrapbooking Workshop Kit. So each scrapbooking kit includes enough supplies to make 3 12 by 12 2-page layouts. So you're going to have enough to make 6 pages total. So this particular one has a Mother's Day layout, also family layouts, and features lots of beautiful florals. So before I get started, what I always look at is for the project that I'm going to be doing is what photos I need to gather. So it tells you exactly what size, what orientation that you need. The next step that I do is I go ahead and I cut all of my paper. So the papers, it tells you what orientation to make it and then how to cut that down. It also will list on there a number and a letter. The number tells you which project it goes to, and then the letters will tell you the different placement. So we're going to do the first layout, and as you can see, I've already got my photos done. These are some of the die cuts, and it's hard to see here, but there's a number 1 on this for project 1, and these also say project 1. So I went ahead and punched all of those out, and I just gather all this together so I am ready to go to create my layout. So these are my photo mats, and I cut those according to the guide, and we're going to go ahead and start by putting our photos on the photo mats. So again, I took those measurements from that little box on the front cover, and I'm just going to mat my photos onto that. So it makes it really easy. You can gather the exact photos that you need and then just adhere them to the mats and they're ready to go. So this particular layout had 6 photos. It had 3 by 4 inches, which I cut down, and then some 4 by 6 photos, and also some 4 by 4 photos. So I'm getting all of those done. And this layout is a Mother's Day layout, so I did all of these photos featuring me and my daughter. This is one of my favorite photos. This is us at Cabela's years ago, and we don't enjoy Cabela's with my husband when he likes to spend 4 hours there. So I've got a whole assortment of photos just with she and I. These 2 were taken from a wedding a couple of years ago, so all of those are going to be perfect for my layout. So we were getting that done, and then it also tells us we need to score 2 of the pieces. So I'm grabbing my paper trimmer for that, and we want to look and see which piece that is. So it is this floral piece. And again, those are listed by a number and a letter. So this one, we're going to score it at 1 inch from the bottom. And we have 1 for each side. So I'm going to do that on the other side as well. And we're going to score that and then fold it up. And that way the other side shows. It's kind of a cute way of getting both sides showing on there. Kind of a different technique and one I haven't done on my scrapbook pages before. So the other thing I'm going to show you today is how I use the scrapbooking kit to create other pages as well. So it's showing the layout there, and there are measurements on this that will show you exactly where to put everything. I like to use this quilting ruler to line everything up. You don't have to do this. You could use a regular ruler, or you could just eyeball it if you want to. But I'm just going to place this down as far as it said to go, put some adhesive on here, and then I know that I'm going to get it lined up just right. So that allows me to get my pieces on there straight. And it tells you again, it tells you what letter and number that one is. And then a 1/4 inch down from that, I'm going to put that big piece that we just did with the folded up piece. And I'm using my liquid glue on this. This is the multi-purpose liquid glue. And the reason I like to use that on these big pieces like this is because I can shift it and move it around. So I do like to use different adhesives on my scrapbook pages, but especially when I'm working with big papers like this, I do like to have a little wiggle room if I need to alter that a little bit. So this last piece goes here, and then we've got 1 more piece at the bottom. So we're going to put a 1/4 inch space in between that. and a little more glue on that strip. And you can see we've got a really beautiful background with a lot of contrast and a lot of interest on that. So now I am ready to start placing my photos. And again, it tells you on the descriptions there how far down and over to put your picture. So you could just put a little pencil mark there if you want it. I just kind of put it in place and then line up my photo. Now you'll notice I'm using my Stampin' Seal when I place my photos. I just find that that holds that in place a lot better. Both adhesives are really good, so it's really just personal preference. You can do the liquid glue on the back of your photos, but I find that it could possibly warp those over time, so I like to use more of the Stampin' Seal on that. And both of those are pretty economical choices for your adhesives. So we're going to place this photo down below. And then we've got one more photo on this layout. So I'm going to line that up and put that one in place. That's that fun little "we hate Cabela's" photo. We don't actually hate Cabela's, just we don't have anything to do there after a couple of hours. So we have this little Mother's Day. I'm going to go ahead and put that on with the liquid adhesive. That way I can get into all those nooks and crannies. When I'm doing a straight line, it's easy to use the seal, but on something like this, it's easier just to do it with the liquid glue. And then we've got a little die cut. We're going to stick that right behind, kind of tuck it in there. And then I've got some little tiny die cuts, and we're just going to scatter those throughout the page. So again, all of those have like a number 1 on the back, so it makes it really easy, especially if you're new to scrapbooking. You're going to just be able to put this all together. The main thing that takes the most time is probably cutting the paper, which if you would like to see me do that on another video, I'm happy to show that to you. But I like to have that ready to go. Then we're going to add a couple of the die cut stickers, and we have our page number 1 completed. So now we want to do our other side. So I'm going to set these aside and grab our other page. And I hear so many people say that they don't like to do scrapbooking because they have to gather out so much stuff. And what I love about these workshop kits is I really only need my paper trimmer, my quilting ruler that you see here, this workshop kit, and some adhesive. So I've been able to take this on trips with me and get lots of pages done. I'm really scrambling right now to get my daughter's graduation album done, and so these pages are making really quick work of that. So this page is much like the other one we did. We're going to just repeat that whole background process and get those strips on there. So that way the pages basically mirror each other, which a lot of these workshop kits, you'll see that. And when you're doing a 2-page layout, it's really a nice way to get a cohesive look on your layouts. And so we've got our little black strip there again. And if you like these workshop kits, there's 4 offered in the annual catalog. There will be more coming out later this year. And so you could get quite a few pages done, even almost a complete album done, just by doing these workshop kits. Stampin' Up! Is going to be having a virtual album retreat this summer in July, and those kits are going to go on sale May 28th. So I will have more information about that for you soon. But if you're new to scrapbooking and just want to get some done, this is a great way to do that. So now we're going to go ahead and get our photos placed. So again, I'm using that Stampin' Seal to place my photos. And also, I look at what the background looks like and what the theme is for the page, and then I can easily pick photos for that and just print those that I need. So if you've got photos in boxes, it's a great way to narrow those down and get just what you need to create your scrapbook page. So this one, we're going to just line it up with that little corner there. And again, you could just mark that with a pencil if you wanted to. And then right below that, we're going to place this other photo. And those were from a wedding, I believe, 2 years ago. So she's really kind of changed a lot since then. All right, so now we need to add our die cuts and our stickers. So this is a little die cut, and this is where we'll put some journaling later. It's got some faint lines on it. You can't really see those, but you can go ahead with those. And then back to our little sticker sheet, I'm going to add that one. And I just refer back and forth to my diagram there. There's lots of full color pictures that really show you exactly what to do. And we're going to put our Love You More on there. And a couple other little stickers. Again, these are just ready to go. What I love about it is I don't have to sit and stare at my page for hours trying to figure out what to do next. What else does it need? What am I missing? And I am just getting layouts done, getting my scrapbooking done. So if you're someone that's new to scrapbooking or you want to get some pages done quickly, I cannot recommend these workshop kits enough. So there's my 2-page layout, and you can see how that pattern goes across the page and just really creates a nice cohesive look. So love the way those turned out, and we got them done in a very short amount of time. So that is wonderful. Those are going to go directly into her album. So let me know what you think. But I want to show you another thing that I do with the workshop kits. So a lot of times I love these layouts and I want to reuse them. So I decided that I was going to use the 3rd layout for my color challenge with the Creative Collab crew. And our color challenge was Misty Moonlight, Strawberry Slush, and Fresh Freesia. And so I just took exactly what they did there. I did change things up a little bit, so you will see that I did go rogue, but my base page is the same measurements as what they did there. So I've already cut everything that I need for my 2nd page, and we're going to put this one together. And this one I'm using the Impressions A Bloom stamp set because I do like to use my stamps. This one has some great images on it, and it also has some really fun die cuts. So the first thing I did is I wanted to add a little interest to this Strawberry Slush strip here. And so what I did is I took the stem stamp, so it's just a line, and I stamped lines all the way across here. Let me show you what that looks like. And then I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to do some sideways lines just so it has like a little hash mark pattern on it. It just gives a little more interest than just doing a plain strawberry slush. Then on this one, I'm going to use the flower center, which also looks like a giant circle or dot. And I am going to do blue dots on the back. So I'm using Misty Moonlight ink on Misty Moonlight cardstock. And I don't really need to cover the center part of it. So I'm just going to get that all through there and go all around the edges. So this did take me a little bit of time, but again, it's a little different than just doing a plain piece of Misty Moonlight cardstock. It just adds a little more interest, depth, and dimension to my page. So I've got that all done. And then we're going to start putting this together. So these strips right here, this was very much the same technique that we did on the first layout where I scored it and then folded it over. And I want to say this was done at like 1/4 of an inch or 1/2 inch. And then I'm just going to measure in so I can line that up properly. So we're going to put those strips on there. And I'm going to use my glue to line those up. And I really love the way it looks with this because we've got that bold pattern and then we have kind of a more subtle pattern on there. And we're just going to make sure there's 1/4 inch in between. And this is a different pattern paper pack. This is the, I believe, Floral Impressions paper pack. And so I know it looks similar to the other one, the Memories in Bloom, but they are different. And now we're going to line up our Misty Moonlight piece. And again, this pattern is going to flow across. I think I might leave the fresh freesia out. We'll see. Like I said, I am going to go a little rogue here. I've cut all of my pieces the right way, but we may do this one just a little different than what it looked. Certainly my embellishments are different. So if we look at our picture, it kind of has a big strip up there. And so I'm not sure that that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to kind of move it over instead. So I'm going to put some adhesive on the fresh freesia piece. And these were just colors that we picked that go with the designer series paper. So you can do that, or you can go with what fits in with your pictures. I just found that these particular pictures of my daughter really made these colors pop. And I've got this little one here. I want to make sure I add it also because it's a close-up of her face. And we're just gonna, let's throw it down here. All right, so you can see there's a lot of big die cuts on this that come with the kit. We don't have those with this, so we're gonna have to create our own. I may use that for a journaling piece, or I might just do this one. This is the other piece from the other side. I've got lots of stamped and die cut flowers that I already made. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this, yeah, let's just raise it up there so there's a little more contrast. And then a little ring to go around it just to make that pop. And that's got kind of some stitching on it too, so it's not just plain. But that's the opposite of what I did on the other side. And I've got these stems, and again, these are all in that Floral Impressions bundle. So you can see I did some flowers in there. And we're going to get our little flowers. Thought I would do just a little bouquet up here in this little box. And again, just more stems. And really, because these are so fine, I do have to use my liquid glue for that to get those in place. And we'll get some more flowers on here. Again, aren't they cute? And there's a lot of texture to these flowers and these leaves that I'm going to be using as well. They've got almost like stitching on them, so they're not just flat. They do have some interest to them. And then we'll go ahead and use some of the stamped flowers also. So I've got this little blue one, little misty moonlight. Again, I just used the same ink colors that are in the page. I'm going to scatter these all throughout and just try to keep it pretty well balanced. And I will post the final layout on my blog, the Stamp Doc, so make sure you go there if you'd like a close-up view of the finished pages. And I'll add my title and journaling later for you also, just so you can see how that looks. But again, I'm just following what was in that workshop kit, and I can create all sorts of layouts just from those layouts and just using different papers that I already have. So here is my completed pages. Let me get all these little goodies out of the way so you can see it. There we go. And I just love the way this turned out. So cute. And I am just getting her book done very, very quickly with pictures that I've already got and ready to go. So I hope you've enjoyed this and that you are inspired to get some scrapbooking done as well. If you have any questions, just leave me a comment below. I will put the complete supply list in the comments and also on my blog so that if you'd like to order any of these things, you can do that. I always appreciate your orders and thank you for helping me get closer to reaching my goals. But I hope I'm inspiring you to get some scrapbooking done. And for those of you that would like to do even more, I really can't recommend that virtual scrapbooking workshop enough. I will be providing more details on that soon. So thank you for watching, and I hope you'll join me again next time. Bye-bye.